The Sims announced that they have a new team looking into bugs, and we got a laundry list. Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to my Sims 4 news video. So the Sims shared this message across different social media, and it linked to the laundry list. So it said, to our community, we know that technical issues with The Sims 4 have interrupted your gameplay over time, and we recognize that this has caused you much frustration. Today, we can share that we have assembled a team to invest in the core game experience, including tackling your reported concerns. This newly formed and focused team means we'll be able to increase both the number of fixes and the frequency with which we ship these batched updates. Our first release is scheduled for the next patch later this month, May 2024, with others following roughly every 2 months. The details of this month's release are in the laundry list, which is available now on the Sims 4 newsroom, which I'll go over. Additionally, we'll be making core improvements to the performance of The Sims 4. Our next patch will include some optimizations across platforms so the game uses less memory. As a result, you may experience fewer crashes, a better frame rate, or a more responsive simulation. Thank you for continuing to play and invest in The Sims 4. Our team is more dedicated than ever to developing great The Sims 4 gameplay experiences into the foreseeable future, and we appreciate your support as these critical improvements roll out. Dag The Sims team. So there's a few things there, which I'll touch on a couple of them as we look at the laundry list, but that comment about our team is more dedicated than ever to developing great The Sims 4 gameplay experiences into the foreseeable future seems to mean that, as they keep saying, they're planning on having The Sims 4 stay around for a while. So it makes sense that they're trying to improve the game and fix the bugs, especially because there is competition, as probably most people watching this know. Though Life by You has been delayed, it was supposed to release in June and it got another delay, and this time no date as to when it's coming out. And of course, you also have the Paralives and other games that are, on the horizons there. Nothing, of course, that's actually out. But perhaps that is contributing to this, along with all the grumbles. And I wouldn't be surprised if people are purchasing less packs because of the issues, and that may be possibly contributing to them finally focusing on fixing some of the bugs. I doubt they'll ever fix all the bugs. There's way too many bugs in the game, but hopefully they'll fix the biggest ones. So here is the intro to the laundry list, which covers a few of the things that was mentioned in that letter, but actually does mention some other things. So they reiterate that they've assembled a team to invest in the core game experience, including tackling technical issues within The Sims 4. They have continued to review reported concerns that have interrupted your gameplay over time and realize it's caused much frustration. So that's why they're doing this focused team, so they can increase the number of fixes and how often they fix them. So they're mentioning, again, roughly every 2 months, which in the past we used to actually get game updates every month. So this is a little less frequent, but then for those who are mod users, they may prefer every 2 months because that means that mods are less likely to break as often, so it's less work in trying to keep those up to date. So they mention here, our goal is to fix more reported concerns, both big and small, over the next 6 months and beyond, to check off more boxes on our laundry list. So this one is going to be the first release from this team, and again, that others will be following roughly every 2 months. Of course, that to me seems to jive with the fact that we know we're getting an expansion pack. So I'm thinking that's likely to be July, which is what it's been the last couple of times. We used to get some in June, but I think it'll be July would be my guess, especially because we're getting that new hairstyle in July that they had done the blog post about, which I've mentioned previously. But essentially when we got the 2 hairs that got the added ombres to them, so there were 2 versions, 2 swatches of those. They also said we're getting a new hairstyle in July, which is why I think that that's coming out in July. But then they say, keep an eye out for future laundry list announcements for the latest rundown of fixes. So, and then they ask you to continue to report any issues to Answers HQ, because this is actually, as they're saying here, their primary source for information on player experiences. That's where they look and monitor. So, and also if you're reporting Any and all details are helpful, especially those surrounding where the issue was encountered, so they can reproduce it as part of their investigation, because they need to be able to do that to be able to figure out, how to fix it, which is why sometimes they ask for saves, because they can't actually reproduce it, and so they're needing saves for that, which they're not mentioning here. I'm just making that comment. So what I find kind of interesting here is, as is the case with any patch, please remember to remove any external game mods and custom content, as they may conflict with the updates, which is true with every patch. But the fact that they're mentioning that, and they've talked about their, optimizing the game, and the last time they did that with the pre-Crystal Creations update, that broke a lot of mods and some custom content, and also actually caused some issues with the game in general. So much as I'm really happy to see that they're doing that, I'm also a little bit concerned that it could cause problems, not only with mods and custom content, but just in general, because some of those issues, in addition to it causing issues with mods, it also just caused issues even for non-mod users, and that's why they ended up having to do an emergency patch for it. So hopefully that is not going to be the case. Hopefully with this new team, they're also testing things better before they roll it out to everybody. So then they go on to say, note, this only lists topics from Answers HQ and community source feedback. With upcoming fixes, there are more improvements to the game and topics reported by players that are not listed here that are still being worked on. So I don't know if that means that we might get more bug fixes that are on the laundry list. In general, in the past, I have found when they're like a long laundry list, which this is, that we get more fixes than they show on the laundry list. But occasionally, sometimes things on the laundry list aren't actually fixed in the update, which is what they go on to say there. And then they say, thank you for your patience and valuable help in reporting, and that they'll continue to check in so that together we can make this game the best it can be. So I don't think they'll ever fix all the bugs. I'll just say that flat outright. But it would be good if they fix the major ones. And there are some pretty big ones on this laundry list, though there are also some that are not on this laundry list. So here are, base game through Dine Out, things that are on the laundry list. Now these all link into EA Answer Headquarters reports. That's what they show here. So one that I know affects quite a few people is the issue with plants growing weeds when they're out of season, so then you can't actually weed it. That's one issue, but now they'll just be removed until the plant is back in season, is what they're saying. There's another one where you can't merge or move households with NPC Sims not in the world. It's so that's not going to be grayed out. I know people have experienced crashing with that when they're trying to do it, so hopefully that is actually going to be fixed. A few of these I have seen. There's one, the career jobs that don't require a daily task will no longer have a blank daily task menu. Because right now they have a blank daily task menu, but they don't actually require them. So it was a visual thing. So they're supposed to be fixing that. I've had this campfire causing too many fires. I actually have a mod to fix that, so yay. A few of these things, actually, I have mod fixes for, so it's really good. I'll be able to take those out of my game. You can just see various things here. And for console players there, after switching to build mode from world map, a red bar will no longer display in the upper right corner, which I only just found out about recently, but sounds not very good, so that's good. But you can see there's quite a few here that are being helpful. So there's a couple there for cats and dogs that essentially were routing errors that are going to be fixed. Cottage living, hatchable eggs, spoiled eggs will no longer disappear. And Dine Out, order for table interaction will no longer get stuck in the interaction queue. And Home Chef Hustle players can add waffles to the restaurant menu, and more menu additions are to come. So I guess they're working on getting other new foods that you can put them on restaurant menus. Though, to be fair, there's a lot more bugs than that. So hopefully when they're looking into things for Dine Out, and I mean specifically for Dine Out, obviously there's a lot more bugs for everything, but hopefully they actually fix Dine Out, because right now I find it takes too long. I don't even take my Sims to the restaurants anymore, or rarely. So here you go. Eco Lifestyle has one where nose rings will break. So hopefully when they're paired with brow piercings, so that's supposed to be fixed. I think that's specifically, obviously, from the new kit. That's the nose rings are from that. And for rent, not actually a lot for rent, That one for the pressure cooker, I've experienced that. That's kind of nice that it's going to be fixed. There is, you know, a property ownership with specific lot, should be recognized in own rental tab. And then there's one where the tourist location icons will appear correctly when hovering over the Boomerang World Select screen. So it was like little llama icons instead. I'll show the picture. But really, Parent has way more bugs than this. So hopefully they're going to get that maybe in the next update. That would be nice, because I still find the residential rentals very buggy, and you have to be careful when you're playing with them because they can corrupt your save. So that's pretty big. So Get to Work is just a minor one with aliens having notable changes when they age up. Growing Together, some things with milestones around having babies have been fixed, high school years. You should be able to get a better grade more easily. And then there's this teens have the option to send 30 messages to adults or household family members. Someone in the bug report said that while the option looks like it's there, it won't actually send. So, or at least for the person who said it, but that won't be an option at all anymore. Horse Ranch, you have a couple there. Interestingly, the one isn't actually linked to a bug report. That's why it's not blue with the little line underneath it, that bottom one. And then the last bit of the bug fixes that are on this laundry list are one for island living to do with mermaids, seasons. This actually is probably really good because a lot of people have experienced this, including myself, and I currently have a mod to fix this one. Like I said, I do for a few of these things. During winter, Sims will properly animate and remove weeds when a plant is surrounded by weeds. I can't say I've only ever noticed this only in winter, but it does link to the bug report with respect to, you know, they'll try and weed and the weeds won't disappear. That's the bug report that it's linking to. But I definitely have had this issue more than just in winter. And then there's a couple of things for the gallery. One to do with non-anonymous gallery users appearing in the following followers tab. Don't display the number of followers each user has. So I assume that now it will. And also, all profanity filter false positive reports sent to us via the Sims 4 Gallery Profanity Filter Feedback Survey up to May 1st have been reviewed and changes implemented. And they appreciate the responses to the survey and will continue to update their systems based on their feedback, or on our feedback, I should say. So if you're having that issue, which I've actually seen quite a few people in the Facebook groups I'm in commenting about that recently, I will actually link down below to the post by EA Cade on EA Answer Headquarters, which has the link to that Gallery Profanity Filter Feedback Survey, so you can comment on there so that they get their feedback for changes going forward. So I'm just going to cycle back to this tweet and the freezer bunny that was on the main menu for some people last week about something new coming in 2 weeks. So this is new, and it is kind of coming in 2 weeks because we're getting the game update next week. But I don't think it's that, because it says something fun, awesome, and new. So I think this is in addition to this, and we're still getting whatever that fun, awesome, and new thing is for The Sims 4. But I do really think that this game update is going to be on the usual Tuesday, May 28th, preceding the release of the kits that was leaked, not been announced yet. So in general, quite a lot of new stuff, because we have the new with them actually focusing on fixing bugs. Yay, as well as whatever this is. Again, I'm not thinking this is anything major. And if it is, it's going to probably break the game even more than those optimizations that they're talking about. But I'd love to know what you think about any and all of this in a comment down below. But that's going to be it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!